What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, and welcome back to yet another post-match fan show. The post-match fan show is your opportunity, it is your chance to have your say on everything Tottenham related. But Sim, how do they have their say?
Well, before every single post-match fan show, the link for the fan show is in the description below, where you'll be taken to the back end. You'll be see everyone waiting, and before we bring you on live on the fan show, live on YouTube, to have your say. But gold members, all gold members get priority for the fan show because we have a lot of callers waiting, so we gave priority to gold members. But how do you become a gold member?
I'm glad you asked me that, Sim, because it is very, very easy to become a gold member. There's actually two tiers of memberships: silver membership and gold membership. Silver membership, you get custom emojis, you get badges next to your name saying how long you've been a member, and you get monthly shout outs. But for the gold membership, you get everything that is in the silver perks, plus you get priority to come on to each and every one of our post-match fan shows. But not only that, you get monthly prizes as well. 3 gold members every month get called out from a hat on our last live watch long of every single month. And the 3 prizes are: the third prize will be a flag and a program. The second prize will be one of these lovely We Are Tottenham TV shirts. We have 8 colors of them. Link in description, by the way, if you want to buy one. And number one prize for the giveaway is a signed Tottenham Hotspur shirt. So our first month, we gave away a signed shirt from Toby Alderweireld, and we have got many, many more signed shirts to give away. So click the link below, join our gold membership, and be in it to win it.
All right, now is the time for you guys to have your say. I want to hear your opinions on all things Spurs and the latest match action. Looking forward to having you guys on and hearing your opinions.
All right, we'll see you on the fan show. Come on, you Spurs. What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for yet another fan show. The trophy march is on. Tottenham march into the semi-finals of the EFL Cup today with a 3-1 win against Stoke. First half was job easy done. We should have made more of our chances, to be honest, but it went in 1-0. A bit of a dodgy moment in that second half as Stoke equalised, but we finished the job with a brilliant goal from Ben Davies and a lovely, lovely finish from Harry Kane as well. Harry Winks picking up man of the match, well deservedly so as well. Simeon with a big smile on his face. We're going to have 2 happy people here today. We've got Simeon with Harry Winks and we've got Ariana with Ben Davies. So it's due to be a very good fan show today. But look, let's get Grandpa on. Let's see what he has to say.
Come on, Grandpa.
Grandpa.
Hi.
How's it going?
Are you all well?
We're all well.
I was a bit disappointed in the game.
Oh, were you?
I was a bit disappointed. I think not my usual positivity, because I think that we should have wiped the floor with them. They weren't playing well in the first half. We should have actually got more goals, and we missed. I mean, really missed the sitters, particularly one by Ali, which he should have. He just had to touch it and it would have gone in. And I thought it was a bit disappointing because we should have been playing better. There was some, but on the other hand, there were some very good little cameos. I thought that Bale was, the bits he had to do, he was doing really well, and one or two little tricks, and his passing was good. Some and Kane, of course, were good. But there's no doubt about it that Winks was the man of the match. Each held it together all the way through. So I'm smiling like you, Simeon, because I thought he was really good, and it really come on, hasn't he? But when he gets all the big guys around him, that he doesn't seem to be. He seems to be knocked out of the way. The other thing I thought Ali was playing quite well, but he was targeting. He got fouled, I think, 5 times.
Yeah.
And I thought he was being targeted all the time. He was just getting into a good place and was being fouled. So, but he's coming back. He was fit. He was running. He was trying. So yeah. So it was an interesting match. Nice little cameos. We'll see. We're building a really good team, and I'm very hopeful that we're going to do lots and lots of good stuff over the next few weeks. Months.
You mentioned Gareth Bale, Grandpa. Do you think he was a bit unlucky to go off at half time?
Well, either he was unlucky or they were saving him so he might play in the next match.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because he's been ill as well. Maybe they thought he didn't have the energy to do a whole game. It's hard to get head, isn't it? Why he would do that, and why he would not take off either or Son. They play so much football that they're going to get tired, and we need them. So I wasn't surprised that they took him off. But nevertheless, we were. What was great was seeing Lamella back.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't on for very long, but what he did was good, and you can feel them. These people that when they're playing hard back like a wall, you need these people that can go through them, and he can, as can Dombele. But no, I enjoyed the game, even in isolation.
How important was it for you to get back to winning ways after 3 bad results in a row in the Premier League? And even though it was a championship side, they were in form, and it is a cup quarter final. And to get through to the semi-finals today, how important was that? Do you think it was for you in the context of the season so far?
Yeah, it was very important to give them the self-esteem and the confidence that they can do it. But I just had no idea they weren't getting the confidence from it. They won, but I'm not sure they won, if you know what I mean. They should have destroyed them, particularly in the first half, and allowed them to come back as well.
I'm just seeing.
It could have gone the other way.
Sorry, I'm just seeing from a quote from Jose Mourinho saying Gareth Bale asked to come off at half time through injury. So there you have it.
Right, okay.
Fair enough. So you must. That's not great. Hopefully, it's not out for too long. Same thing with Bell every time, isn't it? But let's talk about more positives. Or let's get a question for you, Grandpa, just to finish it off. We are obviously in the next round. We can either play Everton, United, City, or Brentford to get to the final. Who would you want in the draw?
Well, I think Brentford, and I'll tell you why. I think that because the final won't be till next April, it's better if we're going to have to play City, that we do it in the final. I think if we crowd around us at Wembley, which is our second home, I think that it'll be a good match, and I think we'll win.
All right,
Grandpa. Absolute pleasure as always.
Come on,
and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Nice time. Good to see you, Grandpa.
Yeah, enjoy.
Cheers, Grandpa.
Cheers.
See ya.
We'll
Bye.
try.
Well, that's an interesting point, actually, Grandpa made about
fans. I didn't think
about fans later on in the year. But what I want to say to that actually is that's even more of a point why I want to play City now, because they're actually beatable now, and back in April they actually might get their act together. So,
yeah, and also I feel like if we play City or United or Everton, the fans are going to be a lot more up for it. If we do say play Brentford in a final, then all of a sudden the fans can't.
Fans will be up for it in a final no matter
They'll
what.
be up for
No
it,
matter
they'll be
what.
expecting a win. You know what I mean? It's going to be expecting. So like if it's 0-0 at half time, all of a sudden it's like embarrassing as opposed to like close game. You know what I mean? So like in that sense, if there's more fans, it benefits us playing a bigger team, I feel.
Yeah, but I think just City, there's more than likely by April they're going to be playing well again. You know what I mean? Because they're just not playing well at the moment, and I would love to play them now in a semi-final because I think we can beat them.
All right, and just to let you know, I've got the game on Everton United here, so any goals that go in, I will be updating anyone as soon as they go in. I'll be updating all what the latest is over there, so don't be worried about checking the scores or not. Sim's got you covered.
All right, let's get Alex on.
Alex?
Yeah.
Which Alex?
Let's get Alex.
Alex Roulette. No, it's not Alex.
That's not Alex, that's Sam.
Sorry, Sam, I got the name wrong there.
That's all right.
But how are you doing? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, a Carabao Cup game that's got us into a semi-final. It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Was it an important result for you today? Like, obviously, some people don't take the Carabao Cup so seriously. Some people think it's a trophy that, it's not one of our priorities. But in terms of the context of our season's going after, a few bad results in a row, how important was it to get through the quarterfinal today?
Massively important. I think that it's important for a lot of reasons. To show that we can do it and get to a final and perhaps get some silverware. And for boosting the Premier League after losing a few games as well. So it was very important, this game. So yeah.
How did you assess the performance today?
It was really, really good. I thought that today showed like three players specifically that haven't been playing in the first team, like Harry Winks, Dele Alli, and Lamela. I thought that they all put in great performances today, especially Harry Winks getting man of the match deservedly. He was really, really good today, put in some really good passing and was really solid in midfield. I think Dele Alli was really good. It's unfortunate he got taken off when he did because I think he was really pushing. And you could see like the passion and the effort that was going into his game. So I think that was important. And Lamela, he is just every time he comes on, I feel that he's just doesn't run out of energy. He's constantly pushing and pushing and pushing and sprinting and making runs. And it's really like when Lamela is on the pitch, the play is just more positive when he's on the pitch. And I think it's important he's back now.
Yeah, so is that a big deal for you? Lamela coming back obviously adds us a different option on that right-hand side and a bit of aggression up there as well. But back on Harry Winks, like you say, like everyone's saying at the moment, he had an absolutely man of the match performance today. A lot of forward passing, grabbed himself an assist. Seeing him do that today, do you think that was more to do with the opposition, or do you think he can do that on a regular basis?
I think it's a bit of both because on one hand he had a point to prove, and against Stoke is a good place to do it because they're not a really hard Premier League team. And I think that now that he's done it and he could find his feet again, I think that he could do it, but it's just consistency. And if he continues to do it, then great. But it's just important that he does continue to do it.
Yeah, because time and time again he was putting...
He does.
Yeah, I was going to say time and time
Sorry,
again he was putting... Time and time again, he was putting great passes forward. Obviously, he got the assist, but that was only his third assist for Tottenham Hotspur. And how long's he played for us now, Sim?
No, it's been a while, but look, that's not his role. He's the pre-assister. That's his main role. It was a nice ball. It was a good assist. But yeah, look, he should be doing more of that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of Gareth Bale, Sam, how did you assess his first half performance?
It was really good. I mean, it's obviously a shame that he's injured, and who knows how long he's going to be out for. I mean, hopefully he was just doing it as a precaution so he could play against Wolves, but you never know. But I think his first half performance was overall quite solid. I think the goal helped a lot to boost his confidence, and he put in a good performance. Really good performance.
Okay.
Definitely a lot better than he's been doing in the Premier League.
And finally, who do you want in the semis?
I'm mixed between Brentford and City because the point about City gaining their form back is a good point. But I think that it would be better for us to play City in the final when there's fans, because I think our fans have a massive influence on a game like City, and Jose Mourinho classically does win big games, and I think that Brentford are most certainly a beatable team for us. So I think Brentford, and then on to City in the final.
All right, Sam. Absolute pleasure. Thanks
so
for
much for
coming
having
on,
me
mate.
on. Thank you. Come on, you Spurs.
Cheers. All right. We know who's coming up next. It's Ben Davis FC himself.
Come on. Get him on. There he is. Here he is.
Come on. The smiles are back. The smiles are back.
Come on. I'm on my couch. I see the goal. First thing I do, I freeze. I didn't even realize I just see it. I'm like, wait, really? Because it's Ben Davies. I love the guy, but come on, him scoring in a game in a quarterfinal, I didn't imagine it in my wildest dreams. Okay, and then I jump off my couch and I yell as loud as I ever have. I have not celebrated like that in so long. This guy, the pain he brings me sometimes is all okay. It's all worth it. All right, it's all worth it.
We got a cup final to thank.
Absolute brilliant goal as well, wasn't it, Ariana?
I think Ariana looks like
he's got a shot on him. Maybe he doesn't have the best cross. I'll be the first to admit, but he's actually got a decent shot on him. You got the one at Arsenal against Arsenal recently. Like, he actually has a good long shot on him as well. He also had one in the Europa League against I think it was Ludogorets that he was kind of close range and just hit the crossbar. And
he's bringing out the Filofax with all Ben Davis's shots on it.
Well, yes, you already know.
Davis had a 5% chance of scoring here. He had a 20% chance of scoring here.
Okay.
Brilliant.
But in terms of the whole game, Ariane, not just Ben Davis, how did you assess it?
I think it was decent performance. I think one thing our fans have been doing, I think it was a massive overreaction in how poor our form was, because I think against Palace, our performance was actually quite good. The goalkeeper, Gaeta, on the night was actually fantastic, and he saved a lot of shots. And yes, we shouldn't have dropped points. That was sloppy defending. But I think the performance was still pretty good. Against Liverpool, we were the better team. We did deserve to go. We had some poor finishes, and we got they capitalized on it because it's Anfield. It happens. The only poor performance, honestly, was at Leicester. I think Leicester was the real only game we really got outplayed and deserved the loss. So I think coming to Stoke, I was actually feeling more confident than most of the fans were, because I don't think our performances had dropped too much. I think it was just our results and how pragmatic we were. So this is a really good way to come back and bounce back. We had people. I think the most important thing was that the only goal scorers weren't Kane and Son, because we've been so reliant on them scoring that finally, when you have Gareth Bale and Ben Davies putting it back of the net, you're finally getting a little bit more confidence on when the other players don't perform. You actually can have some backup to actually help you out. So I think that was a really good positive. I think another positive was Lamela coming. Say whatever you want about Lamela holding on the ball for too long, but his pressing in the final third is priceless. Like, the way he can win the ball in the final third. That's how he won against United 6-1. He was brilliant that game. I think also against Brighton, he started, if I'm not mistaken. We won that game as well.
And Southampton away, I believe he came on. And
yeah. So I think on the ball you can criticize him as much as you want, but off the ball in the final third, he's our best player. So I think his return is going to be crucial to us ever trying to get back into the title race if we want, and hopefully get top four, at least guarantee that. So yeah, I think overall it's been a great night for everybody at the club.
And also the other fringe players like Dele and Winks, obviously they had to, and also Bale as well, who had to kind of stake a claim for the first team, and they want to obviously get more minutes in the Premier League, and they are currently getting.
I love that Bale is a fringe player on $200,000 a week.
No, that's what it is at the moment. But do you think they did their chances well tonight?
I think Gareth Bale, obviously getting a goal, did himself. He performed relatively well. I think that's not his best performance he can do it. We've seen he can do it on a cold, rainy night. What was it? Summer's day, but we've seen he can do it at Stoke, and he did it again. He even if his performance, he was misplacing some passes and that, but he still got the goal. That's really all that matters in a game of football. Sometimes I think Winks obviously had a brilliant performance, man of the match, deservedly so. Dele Alli looked really lively. On the ball, he was just really nice to watch, honestly. So I think one thing Dele Alli has that's an advantage is he's kind of known as a goal scoring midfielder, which is something we really need right now. Even though he wasn't as clinical today, I think if he can get back into his goal scoring form, he could find a place in the first team again, because we do need somebody who can reliably score, and that isn't Harry Kane or Heung-min Son. And Dele Alli could be the perfect person for that.
Was it harsh that he was taken off after 65 minutes? Was that harsh for you?
I think it was a little bit harsh, but I think it was also just Mourinho really not wanting to lose this game, because I think the reason that Gareth Bale was subbed off apparently is injury or whatever. I think just Mourinho trying to message the team, look, I don't care if it's Stoke, I don't care if it's a non-league team, I don't care what team it is. In any cup, we're taking it just as seriously as we are if it's Liverpool. So I think that was probably the reason Dele Alli was taken off, just to make sure 110% that we come away with the win into the semifinals. But yeah, I think he's going to get more chances anyway. I think even if we get like United or City or Brentford, I think he's probably going to get some minutes. Obviously, Europa League also, we got a pretty easy draw there. So I think it's not the be-all, end-all for Dele Alli this game. So I think it was a little bit harsh, but I don't think it's also like incredibly like awful or anything.
And finally, who do you want in the next round?
Probably Brentford. I don't want to get cocky with City. I know we've had a great record against them recently, but I think
You're going to have to beat them eventually, though.
Yeah, exactly. They're overdue a win against us. So I don't want to like get too cocky with that and say, oh, I want City because we've had like 4 wins and 4 against them. So I probably just want Brentford, the easiest side always. That's it for me.
All right, Ariane, thanks for coming on. Go enjoy yourself with that Ben Davies lovely peach of a goal.
Celebrate.
Open up the champagne, exactly. Enjoy your night tonight, Ariane. I know you will.
Thank you guys. You too. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, he's buzzing. Absolutely love it.
Absolutely buzzing, Ariane.
We got a super chat here from Manny Man saying, Lamela, a breath of fresh air when he came on. He still has the fire. His Tottenham fringe players stood out today. Which is true. I don't disagree with that. What are we doing? Are we bringing them on together?
Let's get Marcelo on.
Bring them on separately. Okay, we'll get Marcelo on first. Yes, Marcelo.
It's coming to Wembley, baby.
Bro.
It's a Christmas miracle. Harry Winks getting an assist and Ben Davies scoring a goal. I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't.
Oh, what fun it is to see Tottenham win away. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to see Tottenham win away.
Oh, man. You should watch the Matty Hayes stream alongside with David, man. Him and I, we were absolutely going furious when that Stoke goal went in. But listen, the boys got back together. We regrouped, and that was important. We scored a goal. Great goal by Davies, by the way. I know I get in his back a lot, and it doesn't change my mind about him. You know what I mean? I know that may seem harsh, but simply one goal against Stoke isn't gonna cover all those. But it's a good listen. Let's be positive.
None of that, Marcelo.
Let's be positive. Let's be positive. But no, it was a good game. Good game from Davies. Much needed game for Harry Winks. I also get in his back a lot. He stepped up today, so it was very good for him. I know David won't be happy with this. I know we get on Winks back, but I do believe he was man of the match.
He was.
I know we gave it to Dele, but I mean he did. Winks really deserved it. Let's be real here. He deserved the man of the match. He was great.
Everyone's singing from Sim's hymn sheet tonight.
Come on. People are singing. They're waking up.
No. There's no waking up. There's no waking up. I want to see him do that in the Premier League. Okay, I respect him for today. I'll give him credit where it's due, but I want to see him do that in the Premier League. All right, that's not going to change my mind.
Marcelo, you mentioned Dele Alli being your man of the match on the stream that you were on before. Do you think he was harsh to go off then?
It was a little bit harsh. I thought he was our liveliest player. You know what I mean? Really unlucky that he didn't get the goal, man. Really unlucky that he didn't get the goal. You know what I mean? He deserved the goal. But listen, he went off. Hopefully maybe he gets a cameo and Wolves. Maybe he starts. Who knows? You know what I mean? Lo Celso is out. So maybe that can happen. But absolutely fantastic performance from Dele Alli. That's what I wanted to see. It looked like the old Dele Alli with the same intensity, same drive, wanting to get forward. You know what I mean? It seems like, I'm telling you, man, he's still that player inside of him. I just know it. but he just needs to just unlock and get that confidence in him. It's same as Stevie. I think Stevie is the same thing. I think Stevie just needs a goal, man. And you know what I mean? We got 2 players right there. But yeah, no, look, great night. We're going to the semifinal. And I'm telling you, it's coming home to Wembley. You know what I mean? And listen, people scoffing at the Carabao Cup. This is a great trophy for us to win. You know what I mean? It could build a lot of confidence for the squad coming forward in the season. And it's a much needed trophy. We need to win a trophy, man. That's as simple as we need to lift something. I want to see Harry Kane's armpit hair. I want to see if he has an armpit hair for once. For fuck's sakes, you know what I mean?
I need in the next round, Marcelo.
Ah, man. Listen, I'm watching United right now, and they're looking really good. United is probably the biggest threat in my opinion. They look very attacking. But listen, we smashed them up. We smashed City up. We can do it again. So you know what? Bring them all on. I don't care. Brentford, United, City. I don't care, bro. You know what I mean? We got
maybe Everton. Maybe Everton.
Maybe Everton. You never know.
Is it still
0-0?
Still
0-0. Yeah, although Everton has been lucky that it's 0-0. I've been watching the game. I mean, they're getting absolutely battered. But yeah, no, listen, any one of them, preferably Brentford, of course. You know what I mean? I think whoever we get in the final, I'm very confident that we're gonna win. I think the semifinal is gonna be our toughest test because Mourinho, you know what I mean, when he gets into that final stage, man, you know what I mean, he's locked and loaded. That's prime Mourinho. He knows how to win finals. He barely loses many of them. You know what I mean? Mourinho doesn't lose finals, so it's all about getting in the final. So I don't care who we get.
The Carabao Cup usually is a 2-legged semi-final. Do you think that makes a difference to us at all? Or do you think it is what it is?
I think this season is going to be 1 leg, no?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's usually 2 legs, but this year it's 1 leg. Do you
massive.
think we would prefer a 2-legged tie, or do you think it just doesn't matter really?
1 leg, because listen, I feel like 2 legs we often struggle, especially with our fixtures. You know what I mean? We have some really tight fixtures, and we still got a big game to play. We still got to compete for top 4. We're competing for the league. We're still competing for the league. Listen, the league title isn't over yet. You know what I mean? We went against Wolves. City drop points. Leicester drop points. Maybe there's a draw there. Liverpool drop points. We're in there. So, we're competing for a lot of things right now. So having it be 1 leg is a very good thing for us.
I was about to say, Marcelo, before you corrected yourself, I was about to say that if you think we're out of a title race, then nobody thinks we're in a title race anymore.
No. We're still in the title race. We're still in the title race, baby. Yeah, my belief in Jose Mourinho is never over. I'm riding that hype train until it dies. And look, listen, we had a bad run of form. But like we were here, celebrating on our good run of form, I'm going to be here and celebrating. Not celebrating, but I'm going to be here for the club when it's we're in bad form. So, you know what I mean? I always support the club 100%. So
100%,
let's go. Come on. Let's
Come
beat
on,
Wolves.
Marcelo.
Yeah, let's beat those Wolves. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.
Love it.
Love that, Marcelo. It's time for the Irish Yid, I believe.
The Irish Yid, come on.
Hey, too much red, David. Too much red. Get it off. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to see Tottenham win away. Oi.
He's come suited and booted, David.
What's going on, David?
Yeah,
How's
look,
it
we're
going?
in the fucking semi-final. Come on, let's fucking lift this trophy. It's Christmas, baby. Come on.
How do you assess that performance today, David?
Yeah, look, it is what it is. Look, it's Stoke. There's not too much you can really assess from it. Look, one thing I will say is I was delighted with Dele Alli's performance today. He looked good, to be fair to him, after not playing regularly. He looked very good today, and I thought it was very harsh to take him off. I can see Sim smiling there. He knows who I'm about to talk about. Harry Winks. Look, the guy, he deserved. I give it to him. He deserved man of the match, but let's not get carried away, lads. It's Stoke at the end of the day. It's Stoke. You know what I mean? Anyone can pass forward when they set everyone behind the ball.
Yeah, it's a bit like playing Ireland, David. You know what I mean? He even looked good against Ireland.
Yeah, look, it is. It's like playing against Ireland. Do you know what I mean? In fact, Stoke are better than Ireland, or worse than Ireland. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's Stoke. He's 3 assists and 3 goals over the course of his Tottenham career. It's not good enough, but look, credit where credit's due. It can only take a game by game basis.
Yeah, 100%.
He played well, and he did his job today, and I'm very happy with what he could do.
It's Stoke.
So you can say the same about Delhi then. Let's discard whatever Delhi did today then, because it's Stoke.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
Delhi's impressed me the last couple of games.
To play than Delhi.
Delhi's impressed me the last couple of games.
Look, fair enough. It is just Stoke, but you can only play what's put in front of you. And it was a good reels. Oh, once that Everton are in. Oh no, it's been blocked.
Oh.
Sorry. But look, I think I'm very happy that because Winks needs to start putting in the minutes because I feel like we're going to need him from now to the end of the season a lot. I think he's going to get some playing time. I don't think we can go with Højbjerg and Sissoko in every game. So I think Winks is going to have to come up at some point. So I'm happy that he's.
David's smile's been wiped off his face from what you're saying, Sim.
No, look, I do get what you're saying. Like, my whole debate is, right, obviously, look, we're not going to sell him until the summer if we do sell him. Right, that's out of the question. Yeah. And we do need him this season. But my point is he good enough for Tottenham? That's my debate. And at the end of the day, I just don't think he is. But each to their own. At the end of the day, he came out today, he proved me wrong, and it's what we all want, isn't it, lads?
Exactly.
But
look,
how important was today's game, do you feel, to get through to the quarterfinal after a bit of patchy form we've had in the league, to get the good feeling back and to get into a semi-final as well on our way to a potential final?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, a lot of fans came on after the Leicester game and were going crazy, and they all jumped the gun. I was the only one sitting here saying we're still in a tight race. It was a bad week. To me, it turns out I was proven right at the end of the day. And look, it's very important. It's very important. Like, we can't afford to scoff at trophies. Like, you know, we were delighted we won the Audi Cup. Like, the League Cup is better than that, surely. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, a trophy is a trophy. And, like, Mourinho's won this trophy 4 times. Tottenham's only won it once. Do you know what I mean? The manager's won it more than what we have. And at the end of the day, when he built his Chelsea dynasty, this was the start of it. So hopefully it's the same now with Tottenham.
Twice.
Yeah, twice, exactly. So now, like what I'm saying is that hopefully it's the same with Tottenham. We've a semi-final now. We're 1 game away from Wembley, and when we get to Wembley and Mourinho in charge, we ain't losing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, go on. What are you going to take?
Let's get your assessment on the Irish Roberto Carlos's performance today.
Look, to be honest with you, I actually thought he was at fault for the goals. I thought he showed lack of awareness, in my opinion.
He was at
fault. But all in all, I actually thought he had a pretty decent performance. Like, defensively, what hasn't been the question, it's going forward, and he did look a bit better today. Has he done enough to replace Serge Aurier? I don't think so. But he's getting there. He is getting there, and that's the main thing. Another player I want to big up is Lamela. I said it after the Leicester game, he's a player we're missing. And I was proven right. The energy this guy brings, you know, the problems he brings to opposition players. And it's exactly what we've been missing. And I'm delighted to see him back. So big up Coco.
Yeah, back on Doherty and the defending side of things. I do think he had a decent game today, but that defending for the goal was schoolboy in my opinion, you know. He had the man at the back post and he completely chases the ball. And that's schoolboy. It's schoolboy. He's got to be doing better than that.
Yeah, it's amateur. You wouldn't even see it down on my local side here, Ben. Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I did say it's lack of awareness. Like, you know, he didn't know where his man was. He got caught ball watching at the end of the day. And it's not good enough. Like, and look, it's Stoke. Like, you can't be doing that against Stoke. Do you know what I mean? Like, these guys can't even buy a goal. And you know, Gary Doherty's just gifted them one. Do you know what I mean? It's not good enough. It isn't good enough. But, like, if you take the performance as a whole, it's better than what we've seen. He looked more interested today. So it's a bonus. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get with this guy at the moment.
And who do you want in the next round, David?
Me, look, to be honest with you, I want Brentford. I want to secure my final spot. You know what I mean? I want to see you guys at Wembley as well. I'm thinking of you when I say that. So look, I want Brentford, but at the same time, I get what you were saying about getting City in the semis and hopefully taking them out while there's no fans. I'm up for that as well. We've done it already. Why can't we do it again?
Exactly, David. Well, anyway, we'll see who we get in the draw later on today. Thanks for coming on, David. You want to put your glasses back on, I see?
I do. I just want to say happy Christmas to all you yidos out there. And thanks very much for the support and as well to you guys. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, and enjoy yourself and have a few tins. And we'll see you for the Wolves game.
Merry Christmas, David. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Come on.
See you, lads. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
It's coming on, man.
Come on, you Spurs.
We have a super chat here from Will Stewart. Says, I don't think Jose likes Dele's flash. Well, there was a point where I thought Dele could have hung onto the ball and he decided to do a flick or something and gave the ball away, which was a bit annoying. But I
think that was mainly in the second half, though, wasn't it?
That was more in the second half. Yeah, I thought a lot of things in the first half. Anyway, a lot of his things were coming off well for him. And look, I don't know. I saw Dele's face when he got taken off, and for me, he looked frustrated. He looked frustrated. I think he felt like he played well and he shouldn't have been coming off. But we'll have to wait and see. I
just don't think he replicated that first half performance in the second half, and that's ultimately why he went off.
Yeah, I wonder if he said anything in his press conference. But anyway,
what's he going to say? Yeah, Dele's trying really hard. We'll see what happens if he can get in the team.
I'll go see what Alex Gold said. He said, but anyway,
let's get Alex on.
Hey guys,
Alex, what a clean room you got there.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's very lovely.
Back in London now.
Back in London. Back again. But yeah, back in London under tier 4. Lovely.
Great stuff.
Brilliant.
But look, semi-finals. We're through to the semi-finals. How big is it for you to get into the semi-finals?
It's kind of weird. It's like, I don't know if it's just, I feel like it's just me, but I don't believe we're gonna like win any trophy. Like somewhere in me, I'm like, we're into the semis. Like, we're into the semis. Yeah, it's fine. No, we're not gonna win it, but like, it's just we're there.
Where's the positivity, Alex? Come on.
No, but I was gonna say, this time I think we can do it. I really think we can do it this time, because are you scared of anyone? In who's left in the pot?
No. I actually think the team I'm scared of the most at the moment is Man United. The way
Same, I agree, Man United. And they'd definitely be out for revenge if we did draw them.
So would City, to be fair.
Everyone hates us, don't they? Yeah, so I think City I'd be all right with. United, I do agree, but I'm not like looking at them saying, if you compare the teams, we've got a worse team. That's not what I'm thinking. So I think we're in a really good position. I think I saw a stat on the in the chat that said, I don't know if it's true, but when Mourinho's made it to the semi-final, he always goes on to win.
He's never lost a semi-final, is that right?
Never lost. Yeah, I think so. Or always.
Well, no, he beat. I'm
not sure that's true.
When they beat us, I think they. I'm trying to think. So he lost in the semi-final to Chelsea when Conte was managing Chelsea. He lost in the final, lost in the final, not a semi-final.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's not true then. I thought it might have been interesting.
Oh, you gave me so much hope, Alex. All to be crashed down by Simeon.
Sorry about that. I believe they lost in a final.
YouTube chat. There you go. God.
But in terms of the performance, Alex, today, what did you think of it?
I thought that we did well in parts. I would have expected we beat them probably more convincingly than we actually did, even though what the performance in the end, 3-1 is still pretty convincing. I think Doherty's defending just needs to improve. And it's not really his fault in a lot of ways, because he didn't he came to Tottenham expecting to be playing in a different role, but because of Reguilon and what happened, his signing, which happened after, that kind of changed the plan for Doherty a bit, and meant that actually he had to do a lot more defending, whereas the plan was that Aurier or Doherty would be the ones bombing on, but because Reguilon's that attacking, Reguilon's now the one bombing on. So I don't blame him that much in that regard, but still, I mean, it's more awareness, to be honest, that goal.
For me, that's schoolboy defending, literal schoolboy defending.
But he's not the only culprit though. There are others. Luis probably should have saved it. I think Dele lost the ball up the pitch.
Mentioning that, I wanted to mention that Dele thing, because Mourinho has been talking in his press conference about it, and there was a very interesting quote. He was talking about. He says, because he was asked about the Dele Alli flick that which he gave the ball. I remember saying on the stream that it was a really stupid moment from him, and then obviously it led to Stoke going on to score. He was asked about it. He said, for me, a player who plays in that position is a player that has to link and create and not create problems for his own team. They got us on the counter-attack, so yes, I was upset. And I can kind of understand, reading from that, why he leaves out Dele Alli so often, because Dele is not the type of player who keeps possession well. The amount of times he loses the ball, he loses the ball a lot. He relies on kind of moments on the final third. So anyway, But today I thought he was playing quite well, and then he got taken off after the hour after that flick. Do you think it was harsh, or based on that quote, can you see why he took him off?
I also agree. I think he loses the ball so often. Now, there's one argument where it's kind of like, okay, if you're trying to do stuff with the ball, like Bruno Fernandes loses the ball a ton for United, but that's because he's the one who's trying to create stuff with the ball. So it's kind of acceptable. But the difference is Delhi's losing it in stupid ways and stupid positions, and I think that's always been a problem with him that he's had, and it's always been really frustrating. So I can imagine Mourinho was furious when he lost the ball there.
Mm-hmm.
And look, overall with Delhi, I think the problem is he just doesn't fit into the team. Where do you play him? He's an attacking midfielder who struggles to play in central midfield.
Attacking midfield.
Yeah, but he
does. Tongi and Ndombele played number 10 against Leicester.
True, but Dele Alli plays it more like a sort of just behind the striker, and
striker kind of
basically
thing, yeah.
He's not really in that sort of role who can also come back into the midfield. So I really, and I think it's interesting. I think it's the same for Harry Winks, because you're either benching Sissoko or Højbjerg for him, and you can't have a midfield of all three of them. So I think it's difficult for both those players. Yes, I think Harry Winks especially did well tonight, but I know you can only beat what's in front of you and play what's in front of you, but you have to take into account the quality of opposition here, and the opposition wasn't great.
You say the opposition wasn't great, but they're on really good form in the Championship, and we know how hard these kind of high-flying Championship teams can be sometimes.
It's hit or miss, to be honest, with these teams. True. I think you can either get a really, really tough game or a game which you can kind of get through without going up too many gears, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, and that's why Mourinho's not really going to take a lot from this. It's a chance tonight to get minutes. Maybe for Ali, put something in the little shop window, to be honest. Potentially.
So you don't think Ali, based on tonight, is going to be involved more in the Premier League?
Perhaps gets more bench appearances, which isn't really saying a lot, to be honest. I can't, unless we get injuries, which I think
is Lo Celso out.
Well, Lo Celso, then absolutely. Then if Lo Celso is out, then absolutely. He is going to be involved, I feel. But I just really struggle with this team he's building, and it's not just Mourinho. There's a trend at the moment in world football that number 10s are just going out of fashion. To be honest, they're not being used as much in world football now, and it's interesting to see the transition. Someone like Christian Eriksen, for example. Look at his position. It's more you have players play deeper in the midfield that can create from there, rather than have someone more advanced. So I think players like the key for Delhi is he has to adapt to what Mourinho wants, I think. And if he's willing to do that, I feel like he has a lot left to give at Tottenham. If he doesn't do that, you might as well show him the door, because that's how it's going to be, and it'll be very interesting this window to see what happens. But there's a lot to be happy about. Into the semi-final, one leg semi-final.
Who do you want?
I think we all know who City are going to get. To be honest, they always get the easy draw. They got the easy draw this round as well, funnily enough, against Arsenal. So, yeah.
What are you trying to say, Alex? You trying to say
nothing.
There's some brown paper bags involved?
No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. No, I think that Brentford would be the draw, but I wouldn't be totally scared of either of the Manchester clubs. We just need to show up at the end of the day, because we know what we can do. We're a good team. We just have to show up. We didn't against Leicester. We kind of did more against Liverpool. We didn't get against Leicester. If we show up, we can get a result. And I think we have a very, very good chance of winning our first trophy since 2008.
Come on, Alex. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah. Come on, you Spurs.
All right. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks, guys. Alex. See ya.
All right, who's coming on next? Still 0-0, by the way, between Everton and Man United. Everton on the attack actually now. Sigurdsson in the box. Godfrey's there. Is that a penalty? Oh, it's a bit of... No penalty. Nothing.
All right, let's get Mike on.
Mike. Yes,
Yes,
Mike.
Mike.
What's up, guys? What's going
Oh,
on?
what's going on with your audio, man?
Oh my goodness! Are we better now?
Exterminate.
Mike?
You're right, and I can't hear you at all now.
No,
The audio just exploded. No, I can't hear you, mate.
Let's go back to Mike. We'll get Ashley on next, and then go back to
We'll
Mike.
get you back, Mike. If he comes back out of his TARDIS, we'll get him.
Hey,
Yes,
guys.
Ashley, how you doing, my
Yeah,
friend?
You
yeah,
all right?
not bad, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
How did you assess the performance today, Ashley?
It was okay. It was average. We got the job done. That's the most important thing. But I didn't really think that we did a lot, to be honest. I think we just sort of sat back. We attacked a bit, but I didn't really think anyone really had an amazing game. I think Winks had a really good game, and I was really happy with Winks today. I've been saying I don't think Winks is good enough, but I do think we should keep him for backup, and I do think still that just showed to me that he's good enough to be in Tottenham squad, just not to start. But he did have a good performance today.
A lot of people talking about Winks and giving him the plaudits he rightly deserves. Some people saying that, yeah, he put in a great performance and we know he can put in those performances. Some other people were saying it's because it was the level of a team like Stoke. What do you put it down to?
Yeah, I think a bit of both. But the thing is when people say, like, you know, it's a team like Stoke, I understand that because they're Championship side. But I've said it before, when you play a smaller team, sometimes it's harder because they're more up for it and they've got nothing to fear. If they lose, then everyone's expecting them to lose anyway. So sometimes it's actually harder to go to a smaller team than it is a big team, because the big teams both sort of fighting it out and, you know, both teams need to win it. But when you've got a team that doesn't really, no one expects Stoke to go to the final of the cup, semi-final, then the final. So, you know, for me, it can be harder. But yeah, I mean, it was playing Stoke, but yeah, no. So I've got to give him praise. He played well tonight. I think he definitely deserved man of the match, and he should have a happy night, should I say?
Happy Christmas.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the other fringe players like Dele and Bale? How did they're obviously staking a claim for first team minutes this season? Haven't really been involved that regularly. Got a chance tonight to impress. How do you feel that they did for themselves?
If Bale, I think
as well. Just to add,
who was that? Sorry.
So just to add, both went off early. You know, Dele after an hour and Bale at half time.
Yeah. With Bale, I think he was okay. Got the goal, obviously. That's what we needed. So that was good. Apart from that, he didn't really do much, but he was okay. It's really hard for me with Dele. I just don't think he fits in our squad. I thought he was okay today, but for me, Dele's not good enough. For me, Dele just needs to go. That's just me. But I don't think he fits. Like I said, he did okay today at stages, but then at other stages he let the ball go sloppily, and I didn't think he was that good. But
do you agree with Mourinho then? It's frustrating when he gives away possession in dangerous areas, which led to the goal. Was that a source of frustration for you?
Yeah, I think so. But for me, with Dele, I think it's a thing of that. I think Dele thinks he's better than he is. I think he's got a bit of an attitude where he thinks that he should be playing for the top teams. And for me personally, I don't think he is that as good as he thinks he is. Like I said, I wish him all luck, and I'm not. Well, he's a Tottenham player. You know, if he gets games in and that, he's still part of the family, so I'll still support him. But personally, for me, I would like to cash in on him and use that money for another defender or an attacking midfielder. Personally.
Okay.
You mentioned before that sometimes it's harder to play the smaller teams. The options in the next round, obviously, Man United, Everton, Man City, and Brentford. Does that mean you don't want Brentford?
It's a hard one. I was literally just thinking about it while you was talking to other people. I would like Brentford, obviously, but yeah, going back to my comment, the two issues with that is one, yeah, as I said, sometimes playing smaller teams, and Brentford played really well in their quarterfinal. But also, what makes it difficult is what team do you play? if you're going against a side like Brentford, do you go with a team like it was today where it's mixed, so you've got some of the top players and some of the fringe players? Or do you, as a semi-final, go all out and play your first 11? But then, obviously, if we've got a Premier League game at the same time on that week, then it sort of, for me, it makes it very difficult to choose the squad. Personally, going down to it, yeah, Brentford I'd still like, but I don't think Brentford will be as easy as people think they will be if we get them.
Brentford are a complete different kettle of fish than the team we played tonight. I'll tell you that for free. They're a very, very, very good side and very nearly came to the Premier League this season as well. So I think Brentford is not going to be the easiest game. But look, I want Man City in the next round. That's who I want.
Yeah,
Bring them on, man. Bring them on.
I wouldn't mind as long as we don't get Man United.
Yeah, that's just.
Well, they might not go through at this moment because Everton have really come back in this game and starting to put a lot of pressure on United. So we'll have to wait and see how this game pans out. But it's very even here at Goodison Park. No, not here.
I'll take it.
I'm just watching it.
I'll take it.
All right. Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. So it is still 0-0 at Goodison Park. And it's very close to half time, 5 minutes away from the break. Sigurdsson is growing an influence in this game as well. But United is definitely there as a big threat. So I'm not sure who's going to go through right now. It's very, very
what time is it in the game?
41.
Nearly half time. All right, yeah. Let's try Mike again.
Are we good now? Can you hear
me? Come on,
Thank
Mike.
God. Let's go. On
Mike,
to the semis we go.
Mike, how big is it for you to get into the semi-finals of the Carabao?
For me, it's massive. It's absolutely massive, and I don't care what anyone says. I know top four is important, but we have a long season ahead of us to deal with that. And there's a lot of teams that are right close to each other. That one game isn't going to make a huge difference. Tonight, we needed to get a win, and I got to be honest, guys. My mood completely turned when they scored that first goal. I was going back into the dark place. I really was. I mean, it was 1 year ago where we watched them lose to Colchester, so we can't rule anything out. So
I was there that night.
I'm trying not to remind you. I'm sorry, but that's it. We got the W. There's plenty of things to take from it, but they're also, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But I'm very happy that we're playing for in the semis. Only 4 teams make it, and we're one of them. So that's where we want to be.
But did you give us a credit
Keep it going. I need to go for a Dyer.
Oh, okay. Do you give us enough credit in terms of how we reacted when we did concede that goal, or do you think it's just a situation where we just should never have been there in the first place?
So today, what I want to compliment was the mentality and the aggressiveness. I thought the effort was completely there, and everyone was trying to get involved, trying to make things happen. That was completely different from the weekend, which you got to take solace in. You got to be happy with, but in terms of quality, we were lacking. Their first touch was poor. There weren't a lot of incisive balls that created a lot of chances. Our goals, we took them well, which is what you have to do. But I think I was more impressed with the fact that we realized, all right, we can't let this happen again. We can't go to penalties with a team that's lesser than us. Mm-hmm. We have to get this done in full time, and that's exactly what happened. So happy with that.
Yeah. What do you make of Jose's comments about Dele in his post-match press conference? Obviously, a lot of people were raving about Dele in the first half, saying he was having a great game, us included. We thought he was playing pretty well. He kind of seemed to die down a bit in the second half, and obviously he made a sloppy touch or a sloppy flick, should I say, for Stoke's equaliser, which led to Stoke's equaliser anyway. And Mourinho said a player in Dele's position needs to be creating and linking and not causing problems for his own team. And so he was upset with that action. And he didn't say it explicitly, but obviously that probably led to him taking him off. Do you feel that he's being treated harshly, Dele, or can you see where Mourinho's coming from?
Yeah, no, I definitely think he's being treated harshly because this is the way I feel with Bale and Dele at the moment. I feel like they're two players that Daniel Levy wants to work at the club. And Jose is saying, all right, go out and start. And then if we don't have a dominant performance in the first half or whatever, I'm going to take them off. And I know Bale was injured today, but that's the feeling you get. I feel like these two specific players are definitely being scapegoated a little bit by Jose. I mean, you can't expect Dele to play 45 minutes against Stoke when you barely use them all season and expect them to do wonders. You know what I mean? Like, and the same thing with Bale. If you're not going to give these guys a decent run in the side, then you can't just scapegoat them after 45. I thought Mora was non-existent today. You know, why wasn't he dragged off earlier? If we're dragging off Delhi and we're dragging Mora, to me, contributed the least to the team on offense. So that's just the way I thought. I think they're being.
I think he did take Lucas off at the same time he took Delhi off. I think.
Okay, yeah. So, but I mean, I know Bale was an injury, but I just feel like those two players are getting. You know what I mean? They are on the watch of Mourinho. If they don't produce, he's getting them off. Whereas Lucas or other players on like Winks or anybody else is going to stay on the pitch.
Okay. And so yeah, obviously you said it was for you. It's massive. We got to a semi-final, and we very important we get through to this final. Who'd you like to see us play in the next round?
I'm with Ben. I want to take City on now because here's why. Ready? Here's why. Right? If we play them in April and say Liverpool have the league locked up, that City are comfortably in top 4 or whatever, that could be all they have to play for at that time. I want to play for them right now where they're still worried about the league, when they're still worried about teams ahead of them. I want to go chase this cup. It means more to us than those other the rest of the teams in this tournament. I want the trophy now. I don't care about April. We'll worry about April when we get there. Let's get through City while we have a chance.
All right, Mike. Exactly how I feel. Come on, Mike.
Let's go.
Thanks for coming on,
Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Thanks, guys.
It is half time at Goodison Park, and it's still 0-0.
This could be going to penalties.
It looks like it could well be going to penalties.
Let's get Ben. Let's get Ben on.
Come on, Ben. Ben Borman, Ben Spurs.
Yes, Ben. How's it going, mate? How's it going?
How you doing, guys?
We're doing good. How are you?
Ben?
Long time no see, yeah.
I know. Really good to see you, man.
Yeah, and these awful shit times is it's a long time no see from a lot of people for me, trust me. But look, Stoke, we've beaten Stoke in the quarterfinal today off the back of 3 poor results. We're into a semi-final, playing one of Brentford, City, Everton, or Man United. How important was that victory for you today?
Huge. It's been a bit of a difficult week with Palace, Liverpool, Leicester results not going our way, and yeah, it puts us in a fantastic position. We're just 90 minutes from a trip to Wembley in the final, and given the Christmas run we've got coming up, it's exactly what the team needed to bounce back tonight. So, all things considered, it was exactly what we needed.
Do you think that it was a good performance today, or do you think it was more like a case of job done?
The first half we had the game completely under control. Got a little bit ropey second half. We kind of just were, I think, on autopilot through the start of the second half. Then I think the substitutions really helped out. In particular, Lamela coming back on. I think that just gave us an extra dimension on the forward 3, and I think that once we had the second goal, we just killed the game off from that point.
And in terms of your standout performers, obviously Harry Winks got a lot of plaudits today. Dele Alli with a couple, although Jose Mourinho seems to be a bit annoyed with Dele Alli's performance. Who were your standout players today?
Winks, he was excellent. Really commanded the midfield very well. Dele was a very good first half. I think he suffered a bit from fatigue second half. I think you can see he wasn't quite as sharp. But actually, I really want to point out Lamela. I think he was extremely overlooked how influential he was when he came on. He's such an enigma because you can't figure out what he does well, but he just gives the team. I don't know what it is. It's just got something magic in him that just seems to rub off the other players. I don't know how.
I think it's like energy and passion, that pure passion for Tottenham Hotspur.
Aggression as well.
Aggression,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, shithousery.
Yeah, that as well. No.
But I want to ask you about Delhi, because I don't know if you heard, but we know while I was talking to the previous caller, Mike, about Jose's comments, and obviously Jose taking him off after 65 minutes. Do you think he's being treated harshly by Jose?
In regards to tonight, I don't think so, because in fairness, it was the Zero that lost the ball. Don't think Jose was scapegoating him. I think he was simply just pointing out what he did wrong, which he did, and hopefully that's just something Dilly takes on board. I think other
Do you-
than that,
if Delhi is frustrated though, because he's waited patiently, very patiently for a chance to get back in the team. He's played a few Europa League games here and there, got a few goals, but not really, a consistent starter even in Europa League games. And then he gets a chance tonight to come in and stake a claim, especially with Lo Celso, injured for we don't know how long for. And, he had a really good first half by most accounts. Most people saying he played really well first half, could have got a goal, was unlucky. And then lasted about 15 minutes in the second half. And then one mistake and he gets hauled off. So do you feel his frustration, or do you feel like a player of his quality against opposition like Stoke needs to really make a difference in the final third in these kind of games?
I can see both sides of it. I can completely see if Dunny's been frustrated with that, but I think you saw first half he was creating problems for Stoke. He was driving forward, had a lovely effort, which was resulted in a brilliant save that could have easily been a goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just needs a rhythm, run of games to translate that first 45 minutes tonight into a whole 90. And if indeed Lo Celso is out over this period, if Delhi needs to be starting, hopefully, I think a run of games, I genuinely believe he'll get that back.
Okay.
And in terms of the next round, who do you want in the next round?
I don't mind either way, guys. Brentford, you can argue obviously the lower league side, but they play very, very good, and I enjoy watching a team like Brentford. City, I think Mourinho's just got the number of Guardiola on a tactical front, and and I think that applies to United as well. So I'd be confident with any of the three, especially the fact it's over one game too, rather than.
So are we gonna win it this year?
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Ben says we're gonna win it. We're gonna win it. Ben, absolute pleasure for you. I hope you come on again. Absolute pleasure speaking to you. And hopefully speak to you soon.
Looking forward
to coming on.
Ben. Nice one. Good to see you, Ben.
Cheers, Ben.
Yeah.
Come on.
Cheers, mate. Great call from Ben. Absolutely great call. And now let's finish off on Edward.
Edward, the last call of the night. Hello, Edward.
Oh. Edward, you're up. You're up.
He's ripped his headphones off.
He's done a sim.
He's reminiscent of me. Jeez. It's a tribute act here.
Edward, how you doing, mate?
Edward, we can't hear you.
You're on mute. Can't hear you. Just give it one second.
Scrambling around.
Edward, there should be a button on the screen.
You right there? No, he's struggling. There should be a settings button and you can change your microphone, or there's a microphone button. Maybe you put yourself...
Edward, you're literally the last guest, so we don't have anyone to go to wait for you. So it's either now or next game.
Is he there? Is he crashed?
Is he there? Is he still there in the back end?
Oh, there you go.
I can hear him.
Get him back on.
1 second, Edward.
There we go. Hello, Edward.
How you doing, my friend?
Good, you?
Yeah, very good. Into the semi-finals. How big was that for you today?
It was good. I'm impressed by Delhi.
Yeah, you were impressed by Delhi, but Jose wasn't particularly impressed by Delhi from what it's seen.
I don't get that, to be honest.
Why? Well, tell me your frustrations about that.
He was getting into good positions and he just wasn't, I don't know, got unlucky a few times missing the ball. When he got in by the pass by Kane, I liked them runs. It looked like old Delhi for a few of the runs, to be honest.
So it's a bit harsh, you think, from Jose to have taken him off and saying, he was upset with him.
Yeah, Winks was good as well, to be fair.
Yeah, Winks played very well. Let's talk more about Winks. What do you think he did well today?
His passing was good, and I liked it. Like the assist to Bale was nice as well.
Yeah, it was a really good assist. want to see more of those assists from Winksy. But yeah, you're right to point out his passing.
Yeah.
It's underrated, I
Good
think.
ball, and he was. Yeah.
Yeah, but for
Do you
you,
think he can start in the Premier League instead of Sissoko? Or
you never know. Look, I've said before that
Some people think that, yeah.
I've said
maybe
before
give
that
him
he
a play in
could.
the-
I've said before that he could. But we have to remain to be seen because you know Stoke's doing a great job for the team at the moment. So
But you know a player that nobody, apart from Ariana, nobody's spoken about him tonight. And what a goal he scored, and what an important goal in the game it was as well. Ben Davies. I mean, how do you assess his performance today? Oh, is he gone?
Is he there? He seems frozen again.
All across
I know
the
he's there.
ground to that goal.
Yeah.
Sorry, repeat yourself. We didn't hear you.
He skidded
Edward?
that ball across the ground very well, and just a very good goal.
Do you think we're going to win the League Cup this year? And do you really want to? How much do you want to win the League Cup this year?
We need a trophy. I guess it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, who do you want in the next round?
City or Brentford?
City or Brentford, just not Man United, yeah?
No, I don't want United.
All right, mate. Thanks for coming on, mate. Good call. Hopefully we'll speak to you soon.
Cheers for coming on,
Right,
Edward.
thanks for having me.
Good to speak to you, man.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks a lot.
Right.
All right. So that concludes the fan show. Anything else you want to say, Sim?
Yes, because we just got a super chat from Will Stewart. So he says the young guys like the flicks and tricks. Jose likes plain and simple, and that's 100% right. That is 100% right. That's exactly what he loves about Højbjerg. He doesn't particularly like the flicks and tricks, Jose. He likes things to know. He likes to know where things are going, kind of thing. And I think I can see both sides as well about the whole Delhi thing. I think, to be honest, my gut feeling is he's being a bit harsh on him, because I think at the end of the day he did have a pretty good game, and he was looking a lot better than he has done previously.
It's called tough love, man.
I know, but the most impressive thing about Delhi for me today was his movement. And he's getting in a lot more dangerous positions again. He was getting in those positions that we used to see him get in, and he was being found as well. And so that was impressive for me tonight. I want to see more of that. From
And he
Delhi.
was getting shots off, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And he was just looking sharp. He was getting fouls. He was in and around the box. He was looking sharp. But I did pick up on that moment what Mourinho was talking about with that stupid flick, which cost us possession, and then obviously they won and scored. And I was really frustrated when Delhi did that, because I remember at the time watching on the watch, I was like, Delhi, you just need to hang on to it, mate. Hang on to it for one touch, and then you can lay off to a teammate and start a counter-attack. And he decided to do a flick first time, lost possession really cheaply, and it cost us. So I can understand Jose's frustration with that, but I do feel like because he was playing well, he should have kept him on. And it would have been, I think he deserved to be kept on because of how well he was playing.
The thing is, he never came out for the second half like he was playing in the first half, and he was still on the pitch for the second half for a good 15, 20 minutes, you know what I mean?
I guess. He could have done better in the second half, that's true. So, look, I can understand both sides of the argument. Hopefully, hopefully Delhi is not too downhearted by that and he can learn from it. But it seems like we keep saying that with Delhi and the whole Jose situation. We'll see how it pans out. But yeah, apart from that, good day at the office. Winksy with a masterclass, and it was all good, all smiles.
And Ben Davies as well with an absolute peach of a goal.
Yeah,
and we didn't talk about as well. Sonny scored a goal. Well, should have scored. He definitely wasn't offside. I'm telling you that now.
I've looked at it again, and it was a lot closer than I originally thought, but I think it's still very close. It is very close. People saying he's definitely onside, but they don't account for, I think they don't account for Son leaning forward. So I think it was a very close one.
Have you seen the freeze frame?
Yeah, I've seen the freeze frame, and it's still quite tight. I think Son's feet is.
Yeah, but if you've seen the freeze frame, it is either in on or off.
No, but
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm saying you can't tell definitively from the freeze frame. Son's feet are definitely behind the Stoke player, that's for sure. But he's leaning forward, and the Stoke player is standing pretty straight. So whether his arm is offside or not is tough to see. But look, Kane obviously got the goal at the end as well. But look, I think the main thing is we're in the semi-final. We don't fear anyone going into the semi-final. I think we're happily take on anyone. We're very confident, I believe, and it was a good day. I think good for the French players to get minutes. I think they did well for themselves. and I think they've got to be happy with their night's work.
All right, so there you have it. Tottenham into the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. The draw is about to take place in about an hour's time, so keep your eyes peeled out for that one. I want Man City. Simeon wants Brentford. I'm sure most of you out there want Brentford, to be fair, because, you know, the only championship side left in the tournament. But let me know in the comment section below who you want in the next round. Are Tottenham going to win this trophy? I am going to put my neck out on the line and say yes. Sim?
Yep, we are. We're going to
We're
get
winning this trophy. Our name's on the Carabao this year. Get behind it. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you all for joining us tonight. And as always, come on, you Spurs.